In today's digital world, where many of us utilize our devices on day-to-day basis, and with the ease of accessibility to the internet, people communicate and exchange information online. They show off their lives on social media, make online purchases, having subscriptions, and much more. Although the internet is a place where it connects us to the digital world, with all the benefits of modern technology, there is a dark side of it. I'm talking about cyber criminals. Cyber criminals are those individuals who utilize their computer skills with the intention of stealing from others for their own personal gains. They target computer system, network, and data to steal information without the victim knowing. These criminals are the ones who operate in the digital world. Their motivations are financial gain, which is the most common one, that involves breaking into the system and stealing all the victim's details. Second is espionage. Cyber criminals steal victims' personal information as a threatening method for their own advantage. And the last one is revenge. Some individuals practice cyber attacks for their own vendetta. Now, with the advancement of technology, high processing computers, and faster network, the rate of cyber criminal activity grows, and many of us are vulnerable to it. Some of us are not even aware of it. With all our information being stored online, our banking information, personal ID, and much more, we have unknowingly given a foundation for those criminals in order to accomplish their goals. But how? How do these fraudsters hack our information, our banking details, our personal identification information? And how do we, as individuals, keep our personal data safe? Well, this is where cybersecurity comes into play. Cybersecurity is our digital defense system. It is what protects our computers, networks, and personal data from those who breaks them. The evolution of cybersecurity has grown in recent years as our world has become increasingly interconnected. Since many of us utilizes internet every single day from different locations, this makes us most vulnerable to cyber attacks. The methods of cyber criminals are evolving. They're looking for vulnerabilities in softwares and tricking users in order to gain their personal information. Now, there are cybersecurity specialists who have developed firewalls, antivirus softwares, and integrating security protocols. They've also been educating people about cybercrime activities, how it happens, and how to stay safe from these attacks. The UAE is one of the highest globally interconnected countries in the Middle East. And as per ITU, 85% of people are connected online. Cybercrime is positioned in top 4 in economic crimes. From an analysis report, it shows that in UAE, 3.4 million attempts of phishing were detected. That is just in the first quarter of the year. There are multiple ways fraudsters can scam in the UAE. A source from Khaleej Times in the year 2023, cybercrime in UAE has increased over 50%. The report of cybercrime has reached 351 compared to 117 reports in 2022.
Need for cybersecurity. It is very essential for all of us to consider cybersecurity in day-to-day life. Why is that so? Because we all have digital footprint. Digital footprint is nothing but your presence within internet, which could be through various forms, such as social media like Instagram or maybe Facebook, or could be having something like an email account. All of them widen the footprint of your digital identities, which in general could expose you as a user. This exposure could lead to different kinds of cyber attacks, because if you are a person who could get lured into their trap, they can eventually breach into your identity. This could be your social media account, or could be even your access to your email IDs as well. And this could eventually lead to compromise. Maybe you would lose money in that case, or you might just simply have something called as identity theft, which typically means that someone is using your name and maybe your photo to scam other people. Let me talk about a real life incident which took place where this user was scammed and he had financial loss, where he received an email which stated saying that he has a courier, and the charges stated on that was pretty minimal, like $20. However, when he clicked the link and he was redirected to the payment, he lost $2,000, which is a massive amount of money which he lost by not validating who the email came from and where the link took him and what was the actual payment amount, because the OTP he received stated a different amount, but what it actually said on the payment gateways was really a lesser amount, like $20. So the user was not careful enough to read the SMS, and eventually he lost $2,000, which leads to financial loss or financial theft. There are a lot of softwares and tools which could be used to protect yourself. Some of us are aware about the antivirus tools. It's always recommended to use it on all your devices, not just limited to your laptops or desktops, but also it's very important to have it on your mobile. And there are many other security tools which are available on the mobile which can help you to identify all these scam SMSs as well, or maybe scam calls as well, to protect yourself from some sort of a fraud or scam. So ideally, I would recommend you to have certain awareness about the kind of messages you're getting. Are they really something which is related to you, maybe for your day-to-day life, or maybe you have really ordered something, taking our example of the victim. Maybe if you're getting a message or an email, check who's really sending it. Is it something from a valid source, or is it coming from some sort of invalid source? Maybe it's coming from another Gmail account, but it might say RMX as an example. So there's something called as user awareness, which maybe you can take as a training program. There are a lot of them available online. Then obviously making sure that you have these protection tools like antivirus or anti-malware tools installed on different devices, and making sure that you stay safe and protected from such cyber attacks.
In today's digital age, when you are looking at a footprint of your location site, you are working from multiple different areas, you are working from different locations, you have multiple different applications, you have multiple different users, right? And in such scenario, you want to make sure that you are secure enough and nobody can come and attack you. That's where cybersecurity plays a very crucial role. In a cybersecurity era, you are looking at not from today. It has been there in age-old millennial stuff. Why? Because if you look into it, right from the age of kingdoms, we have been fighting wars, right? And we want to protect our individual rights, we want to protect our corporate rights. Similar to that, people wanted to protect their information, and that's where cybersecurity has been playing a very crucial role. If you look into it, if I am a user, I want to make sure that my account, whether it is a social account or it is for some particular purpose that I'm trying to buy stuff, I want to make sure that the entire protection mechanism is in place. And hence cybersecurity is very vital to make sure that when we are dealing with the attack warfare, we are trying to protect ourselves individually as well as in the corporate world. Recently I was interacting with one of my friend, and he told me how OTP has been a very masquerading attack kind of a scenario. Even when you have OTP, you're not protected. And why so? Because one of my friend's colleague, he actually recently planned to go ahead and buy pizza, and he got a very good offer. The offer was get 10 large pizzas for $40. Now if you look at from a perspective, 10 large pizzas for $40 is a very good deal. And what he did is he went ahead, clicked on the link, did not validate it, went ahead, placed an order, everything was done, and instead of getting a $40 charge, he was being charged for around $400. And that, interestingly, when he went to the cyber warfare team, they said that okay, you clicked the link, you paid the money, you got the OTP, you did not validate it. So that's how, if you look from a captcha recording, right, or cache memory, right, it will automatically show you the OTP, right, and you click on that, it will automatically save it and goes next. The only way to protect is to make sure that every message that you receive for OTP also, go ahead and make sure that you are able to validate it, that it's charged for the right amount. until recently I was also not validating it. I was not making sure that what they are going to charge me. As soon as I get the message, the first thing I see is whether they are being charged from the right authority. Second, I make sure that it is for the right amount. And third, when I make the payment, I make sure I make a payment on credit card so that I can block it. So from a digital security perspective, as a victim, I want to make sure I move from victim to defender. And how do I do it? By creating an awareness for myself. So I would rather recommend that we work around and make sure that we are digitally aware what we are trying to play. If we got from a senior citizen perspective also, it is very hard to make sure that everyone is moving in the right direction. So make sure that social media, while it is fun, you are also secured. Now let's try to dive into how does cyber attacker dive into yourself. Now there are multiple ways that an individual can do, right? They can actually make sure that they try to befriend you, they try to understand how is your pattern. So once they understand the pattern, they can break into it. Now one of the key ways to look into it is social engineering. What does that mean? So someone comes to you, befriends you, tries to talk about it, that okay, I am a friend of you, I want to go ahead and talk to XYZ person, and or maybe they will come with a reference. And when they are doing that, it's actually creating a scenario for you. That means you're trying to trust a person. Once they gain the trust, they are able to go ahead and break it easily. It's like a relationships. If you trust a person, you will be able to break it. Now what did they do? So they went ahead, had a word with the reception that okay, I want to meet my friend, my colleague, and he went in and talked to that person that okay, I'm coming with a reference. Now the person did not go ahead and try to talk about it, and that's the reason he did not go ahead and validate whether the reference was right or wrong. And because of that, it created a challenge for him. Why? Because as soon as he asked for money, he went ahead and asked for a detail. He was able to provide that easily. That okay, I want to use your phone for like couple of minutes. He tried to do a call forwarding, and based on that call forwarding, he got the OTP directed to him too. So in manners, when you look at it, the OTPs can be directed to you directly from the scenario that because of call forwarding, text forwarding, automatically everything that is being sent to you will be sent to the other guy. On top of it, you can even see scenarios in the current world such as deepfake, right? Why we are talking about it? Because it can call you that in an emergency situation, you can get a call from one of your person on a video call, and you will see that it's exactly like your father, mother, sister, brother, or someone who you know, and they say that okay, they are in actually a very tough situation and they will want money from you. So they will just go ahead, ask you a couple of questions. You are not going to validate it, you are not going to cut the phone, you are not going to call it, and you will directly send in money directly to that person, and thus they will be able to scam you. So from a scamming perspective, if you look at it, there are multiple different mechanisms that an individual can use. The only way you are going to make sure that you are protected is, as I said, you need to have the right information available to you. To protect the masses, we need the information to be available to everyone. Thank you.